Happy Sunday and welcome to another episode of Tesla Sundays. And the most important question to answer this Sunday is, are you ready for another huge spike of 10 or more % for Tesla stock? Let's go. I just love this intro of Tesla Sundays. It's just, making me want to dance like Elon Musk in the China factory. Let's dive into the categories today. So we will talk about the Tesla performance. We will talk about the stock chart. We will talk about the S&P 500 inclusion, stock price explosion that can be done, and we will compare things to Yahoo in 99. We will look into the high class demand problem, and we will go also into the $90 price target and why it's absolutely nonsense. And if you like this so far, then consider subscribe, right? And ring the bell and hit the smash and hit and smash and hit and smash the like button. Let's start. So Tesla shares seem to be unstoppable recently. Since the stock split announcement, it just became so crazy for Tesla shareholders, specifically, all the people in the community here, all the members that followed me since 2019. Congratulations to you guys. It's absolutely a pleasure ride for us all with Tesla shares. Now let's dive into what happened in the last couple of days, specifically since our last Tesla Sundays. This is something that we do all the time. We're looking into the performance, and actually it seems that we plateaued a little bit. The last couple of days just gave us minus 1%, while the steepest we went was minus 6%. And then we recovered a little bit and stayed flat for the last couple of days of the week. This is just after a huge gain. As you see here we plateaued a little bit, but here a huge gain over the last couple of weeks. The last 3 weeks give us a 55% increase. And this is just beautiful. Now sitting on a market cap of $578 billion. And now what does it mean? This means that Tesla is more valued than many other car companies. I don't know any other bigger sustainable energy company that is valued even close to that. And if you're thinking how to, let's say, justify that, think about it. I would give the car business a $200 or $250 billion valuation. I would give the solar business a $100 billion valuation. I would give the sustainable energy and the battery business another 150 valuation. This would be the 500, and another 150 billion at least for the self-driving, maybe even more, right? If you consider, this can replace in the future Uber, and this will totally change how people will drive cars and own cars, then this is even maybe a 200 billion project or startup. Elon Musk said, in Tesla, you can imagine all of these single pieces are startups inside Tesla. So, if you're looking in this way, then we still have room to grow at least, 10-20% until we reach some fairness. And in this crazy market, you should be a little bit valued over fair, okay? Because there's just this amount of money and retail investors that coming to the market and say, we want to have piece of this success story, and that's why let's buy some more of this crazy stock. All right, let's get to this Picasso here. Look at that. This is just a dream come true, right? It's almost identically how we said it will react it reacted. And actually, you know, I even said that once we reach this area here, we will go flat. And look at that, what we did here exactly. We came flat. Now, what you need to understand, and let me just remove my Picasso here, is that we exited a very strong channel here, okay? So you can see here, it could be, if the market would love to see that, obviously could go higher and higher and higher. Now the question will be, if, as it now cooled a little bit off, as you can see here from the eye levels of, what was it, 78, which is here something similar as well, back in end of August. If we can go higher, this was the big question. So technical wise, what would need to happen is, the best thing would be that Tesla tomorrow, directly tomorrow, will start a back upwards trend. Okay, so what does it mean? I mean, the best would be, if I can draw here something, the best would be when the stock do something like this. Okay, so it goes higher and goes back to the channel. So this is very important. So once we enter the channel, this is giving us a little bit more opportunity to go even higher, up to here, right? And then, you know, we could see something like this. And even when it's break out of the channel, then we see maybe some ridiculous valuations. And I'm talking about, let me just pull that a little bit here so you can see the prices also. I mean, I'm thinking the probability that Tesla stock goes to 900 is absolutely ridiculous, but hey, right, we are at 610, and who thought we will be at 610 in just a couple of days? So it's really depending now what's happening with the stock. So we are here, and this is the 22nd of December, and this is now the week where we have maybe the last chance to pick up some Tesla for cheaper until it gets into the S&P 500, until funds, ETFs, you know, the big guys need to purchase the stock as well. So I would love, this would be my lovely scenario. You know, this would be absolutely the short squeeze of the century, or not. It actually not a short squeeze, because there's not much shorts anymore out there. It would be like a demand and supply squeeze, where we have much more demand than supply. So I hope that this will be the scenario. Let's see, in just a couple of hours we will know more, and I would love to see that for all of our investors. Now with Tesla stock in the new week, we are going into a very specific date. On the 18th of December, we are having the last trading day of Tesla stock before they are included on the 21st, which will be the first trading day for Tesla in the S&P 500. And to look a little bit closer what could happen, because I believe, you know, there will be just so much demand in the next week, and that the week prior was a little bit flat. So I think, you know, there will be much more buying, and I hope there will be not too much selling by the long-term investors of Tesla. And then you are needing a little bit of context, what can happen, you know, what happened in the past with such companies. So I pulled out this picture here from the Yahoo S&P 500 inclusion 1999. And though it's a very interesting case, it's, you know, hard to compare it to the biggest company that by valuation that ever went into the S&P 500. You can see here that something similar happened with Yahoo stock. So here, inclusion announcement was on the 30th November 1999. Then, you know, the stock, which is now the blue line, and then you see the volume in the red dots. The inclusion day, which was the 7th of December. So you see also the inclusion date as well as the announcement of the inclusion was much shorter period that we are having now. So you can see here that there was a huge spike in price, and then it didn't went down, it went actually up. It went even up to an all-time high within 4 months after that. But, you know, there's a couple of things to understand here also. The valuation on this thing was absolutely insane. It was then going into the dot-com bubble, and we saw an absolutely crazy increase of 123%. Will this happen again to Tesla stock? I would love to see that, but I don't know. I mean, this, you know, I mean, if you're thinking that there's always arguments for each of the valuation cases. We will talk about the $90 price tag by JP Morgan. But if this will be the case, just similar to that, we are going into a super high valuation that won't be sustainable in my personal opinion, okay? I mean, we would talk about maybe $1 trillion valuation for Tesla if we just see a similar hype that we see here in this picture. So I think that also it will be not that much healthy for the stock, because definitely we would see some sell-off, even by very good ARK. We saw selling by ARK Invest, you know, the long-term innovation investors, when we saw the first spike in Tesla shares. Now we had the second spike with the Tesla stock split, and they sold again, and then, you know, now they sold again. So you see here also, you know, money managers are seeing this kind of spikes, then, you know, a good opportunity to sell some. And I would rather like to see, you know, a graduate slow increase for the price of Tesla, but we never know, right? I mean, the stock market 20%, the only thing that is for sure, it's absolutely insane. So I would love to see, you know, a higher price, and I think we will see a higher price of maybe 10-20% on an inclusion day, and therefore, you know, it's just the way the market works, right? Supply and demand. If there's too much demand for a stock that almost, you know, or many people don't want to sell and hold for the long term, well, you know what happens then. I mean, are you loving as well this beautifully leaked emails by Elon Musk all the time? I mean, specifically to quarter endings and quarter midterm, we are seeing this kind of things that he says, you know, we are really need to work to get to our goals. And he didn't disappoint us even in the Q4 2020. Now, in Tasmanian reported a leaked email of Elon Musk saying the following: "We are fortunately to have the high-class problem of demand being quite a bit higher than production this quarter. To ensure that we have the best possible outcome and earn the trust of the customers and investors who have placed their faith and hard-earned money with us, we need to increase production for the remainder of the quarter as much as possible. I would only send this note if it really mattered. By the way, send me a note directly if you see ways to improve output but feel that your voice is not being heard." So I think, you know, it's absolutely crazy if Tesla would still reach, with such a year, with such complications, an 500,000 car goal like they promised in the beginning of the year. This would be insane. I mean, this would be such a success story. And I wish they just do. And the Q4 is obviously always the strongest demand, and apparently they have so much demand now that you know, everyone want to buy their Teslas or lease their Teslas. So I'm super happy to hear that. I hope they will make it. I'm super excited about that, and that's why also one of the reasons I reinvested into Tesla, because of the S&P 500 inclusion, as well as you know, the strong Q4 quarter. I can't wait. I hope you too. Let's dive in the next category. So JP Morgan just came out with a new price tag for Tesla shares, you know, and some people were sending it to me and said, you know, what do you think about that? And I think that who put this kind of crazy price tags on Tesla shares just don't know anything about Tesla. I mean, they don't understand the company, the management, the cult, the brand, the design, the cars, the technology, and so on and so forth. So let's look. This is some of my favorite things to do then. You know, I don't want to go into the report. There's enough videos about the report, what it does, it says, and how it's implemented and so on. I want to show you how you can demyth the guy who's saying Tesla shares should be somewhere around $90. So there's a website called tipranks.com, and then you just type in the name of the analyst. In this case it was Ryan Brinkman, as you can see here, and you can actually have a look in his profile, and he is ranked 6,516 out of 7,142 analysts on TipRanks. Got it? Yeah, it's very, very bad. He has a half star of 5 stars ranking. I mean, this is less than if an Uber guest would vomit in the car, you would get also maybe a half star, you know? This is how bad it is. Then let's have a look. Success rate, 63%. I mean, if you, let's say, roll the dice, I think you would be more successful than this guy, and performance in one of the biggest bull markets and crazy returns, he has about minus 3.3. So would you, if you know this guy, and again, you know, all the respect to Ryan Brinkman, this is not a personal thing here, but would you give any money to this guy to manage it for you? Me neither. So here we go, Demyth.